system per se was for our thought process as far as vaping and as far as the penalties were concerned. So I think it's best we put this aside rather than just kicking it down the road, because I feel in September, if nothing of any consequence had happened, I would say let's put it off until January of next year and see where we are. I just think it's a prudent thing to do, and as my colleagues have said, we can reintroduce this at a moment's notice. So I just think it's the right thing to do now.
I have one final comment, just the importance of having strong penalties for the sellers. That's an important piece of the multifaceted approach.
So I'd like to address some of the comments that I just heard on VAS, and you can respond to me if you like. First of all, I think the proposed action sends the wrong message that we are backing away from a problem as opposed to tackling a problem. I think it sends the wrong message. Putting it off says, and we're going to explore, and we're going to try to make it work for everybody, put together a comprehensive program. I think that's the right way to do it. Pulling it sends the wrong message that, yes, we too are not going to take responsibility for the problem. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when we first introduced it, I made the remarks, and Police Chief DeCarlo repeated them, that the purpose of the ordinance is really as a deterrent. We're not here to get people in trouble. We're trying to save lives. We really are. It is a deterrent. So if kids don't get addicted early on, they won't become addicts. It's an opportunity to do that. And yes, it might only affect 25% of the school population, 25% of the kids that take it seriously and don't get addicted, but that's 25% of people that we have saved by putting this in place. Third, with regard to the notion that the school district is going to handle this, yes, we've heard that the school district is putting a program in place, and it sounds like a really good one, and I compliment them for what they've done and laud them for those efforts. But kids are only in school for 8 hours a day out of 24 hours. And on top of that, the Morris School District probably only has, 70% of the school population in our town. We have 4 private schools, I believe, in Morris Township, if you include the Rabbinical College. What the Morris School District is doing is not going to affect those kids. So you're handing the problem off to somebody who doesn't even control the population, and the population they control is only under their control for 8 hours a day. I just think that's not the right approach. Working with the school district hand in hand to coming up with a program, a multifaceted program, would be the right approach, something that works for them and works for us and works for the community. But again, pulling this just, I think, sends the wrong message that we are just pawning it off on somebody else to take care of the issue. Somebody has to go first, and Morris Township has the opportunity to take that first step. I think we should take it.
And I think we will work very, very hard, hand in hand, with the legislature to help them to implement this program or whatever program it is they come up with. I think it's critical that we are not making light of this, care about this deeply. And I think it's something that we need to do right now, and we will have time between now and the time the legislature gets together to sit with them and try to lend our input from us and from the public at large.
And Peter, are you saying that you're going to take affirmative action with the legislature?
Well, I would take affirmative action with Senator Bucco and whomever else is going to sponsor the bill.
Okay, so I mean, if that's your proposal, I hope you really do follow up with as many state legislators as you can, because I don't think that bill is going anywhere. You know, right now it's not even out of committee. It doesn't have the support to get out of committee, and I can't see that it's going to get out of committee by the end of this year. So again, you know, it's a growing problem, and it needs to be addressed, and somebody needs to address it. So I've said my piece.
One more comment. With regard to if an ordinance like this was to be passed, the people that will get caught if this ordinance is to be enforced are children that already bought the product. And more than likely, they're already addicted. So this ordinance will not stop children from buying vaping or any nicotine type products. Just like the ordinance that we have for underage drinking doesn't stop children that are underage from drinking. They still drink. So this ordinance, the way that it is presented, and again, having gone through this type of a process at a different level, will not stop the problem. All it does is us being able to say, we did something, but just by doing something doesn't necessarily fix or stop the problem. All we can do is pat ourselves on the back and say, we were the first ones to do it. But it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't stop the problem. The way that we stop the problem, if you want to stop the problem, go down to Washington and beat on every single door down there to put an end to nicotine products. That's how you stop the problem. The problem is here. The only other thing we can do is to punish those that sell it to minors. Other than that, it's not going to go away. No matter what ordinance comes about down at the assembly, no matter what we do here. As much as I would love to say we can fix it, and I want to fix it. All of us want to fix it. But unfortunately, we can't. It's a problem that we can't fix. The thing that has to happen, though, is programs to be put in place to get children that are addicted to come out of that addiction. That's what we need to focus on. Getting daytop facilities and Turning Point and Seabrook and all of those types of places to get funding from our legislature to be able to create programs to help these children that are already addicted. Again, I hate to say that we can't, because I'm always the most optimistic person to say that we can. But the truth is that no matter what we put on our books here, this problem will not go away. And it saddens me to say that, because a lot of kids are suffering and parents are suffering, but 90 years in jail for selling to kids, let's do that. I'll do it right now.
So I want to address some of those comments, and what I started off with was saying it was going to be a multifaceted program, and the vaping ordinance by itself, yes,